Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. The 7-star Terror Raid event for KOMMO-O is now live in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. In today's video, we'll go through everything that you need to know, as well as the best solo build to take down this mightiest Mog Pokemon. Before we get into the video, I've got a throat thing at the minute, so if my voice sounds a bit weird, I'm sorry, I apologize. Hopefully it's not too bad as we get into the video. 7-star KOMMO-O Tera Raid will be running from the 11th of July over this weekend until the 13th. That's its first time out. We'll return the following weekend from the 18th till the 20th of July for its final time out. And that time, of course, like previous 7-star Terror Raids recently, it will be accompanied by those 5-star Blissey Terror Raids. Now, to access this event in your game, you can simply just connect to the internet. If that doesn't work, then you can head into your Poke Portal, go into your mystery gift screen, and then check Poke Portal news. I'll just connect you with the servers and make sure that this raid event is updated in your game so you can access the Black Star Terror Raid event. So the build that we're featuring in today's video is going to be Slowbro. We featured it earlier in the week, but there is some slight tweaks to this moveset. It is going to be a Psychic Terra type, Shell Bell as the held item. Of course, it is going to be level 100 and hyper trained. The moveset here is going to be Skill Swap, Iron Defense, Nasty Plot, and then Stored Power, with an EV spread of 252 EVs in HP and in defense with a modest nature, and the remaining EVs put into that special attacking stat. The ability here doesn't really matter too much because we're swapping it away, and as always, the build will be down in the description below if you want to take a look at it after the raid. So we'll jump in now. I'll show you how easy it can be to take down this KOMMO-O with the Slowbro. One thing that you're going to need when you're coming into this raid with Slowbro is an Intimidate partnering Pokemon. It is quite important to allow this strategy to kind of be executed as well as you want it to be. We've got an Arcanine here, so that is fine. If you've got Staraptor or Tauros, it'll work just as fine. Now, the raid's going to start off. We're going to see the KOMMO-O go for that Clangorous Soul, so it's going to get an Omni boost, stat boost across every stat that it's got access to by one stage. Of course, the Intimidate is going to lower that attacking stat by one stage, so it will just be +1. This turn we're going to be quick. We're going to lock in with a skill swap. We're going to take a boom burst for our trouble here, and then we're going to steal that soundproof ability. So from now on, none of those boom bursts can do any damage to us, and we're also going to be resistant to the clanging scales attack that it does try to fire off later on in the raid. Now, it's going to set the shield up pretty early on in the raid. What we're going to do turn 2 is just lock in with an Iron Defense, because it's primarily going to be using physical type attacks going forward in the raid. So we just want to bolster our defenses here at this stage. Critical hit's not ideal for us, but that's kind of fine. What we can do this next turn, if you are in the same sort of situation as us, is just go for a heal cheer. There's no reason not to. You just want to keep yourself as healthy as possible in this next stage of the raid. So we're going to just drop heal cheer just because of the critical hit. Now, you might be in a better position going forward in the raid where you don't take a critical hit, you've got a bit more health, so you don't need to waste a turn going for this heal cheer. But regardless, it's probably best just to go for that if you can. Then we'll drop a Nasty Plot. It's going to boost our special attack to +2, and it's going to mean that we're going to be able to hit a little bit harder with those stored powers going forward. So what we're going to do for the next couple of turns is just attack, chip down at our Terastallization counter to the point where we're going to be able to Terastallize, but weave in Nasty Plots around that. Now, the only thing that can kind of go against you here is those Iron Heads. Now, they do have a chance to flinch, so KOMMO-O is naturally going to hit before you, so it does have a chance to flinch when using that attack. So hopefully it doesn't use too many of them. Close combat is probably the best option here that we want to see, because it's lowering its special defense every time it uses it. But we'll nullify that soon, but the extra damage it will be able to kind of get onto the field is quite nice for just HP recovery. You do see it nullify stats on its side of the field quite early on, but that's fine. We've still got the boosts on our side, so we don't need to worry about that. Plus combat coming out again, it won't be intimidated this time. It will do a little bit more damage, but nothing we really need to worry about at this stage, and we can just continually fire off these stored powers at this stage in the raid. And I am just going to take a moment to apologize about my throat. It has got progressively worse as the videos went on, so I hope it's not too bad as we go for another stored power here. And we just want to be able to Terastallize at this point and make sure that we're in that healthy position going forward, because there is going to become a point where it will nullify our stats and abilities on our side of the field. I'll only do that once when the raid timer hits 60%. Now, we can Terastallize here. Before we do, we're just going to go for another Nasty Plot. That's going to put us up to +6, I believe, so that'll max out our special attacking stats. So we're going to be doing good damage with this stored power when we can terastallize. Just lock in and then hit that stored power button, and we'll be able to do some nice damage to this shield that's been set up so early on in the raid. I think at 93% of the raid time or its health remaining, that shield gets set up. So pretty early on in the raid, and with the Omni boost and all the stalling that happens at the start, it kind of eats up a lot of the times the shield set up very quickly. That's why you've got to be quick with that skill swap, because it will fail once the shield's gone up. You need to get it in before the shield goes up so you can steal that. And we can see the damage here. That is absolutely ridiculous damage to the KOMMO-O. Now we're going to see a series of kind of scripted attacks coming out from the KOMMO-O. Now it's going to go for the clanging scales. Of course, we've got that soundproof ability, which is great. Now in most situations, when it does nullify the stats and abilities on our side of the field, it will nullify that soundproof ability for at least one turn. So here we go. There's our stats and abilities removed. Now we are going to be vulnerable to that boom burst if it goes for it here, but it'll be the only turn where we are vulnerable to the boom burst. So once this turn is kind of finished, we'll be all right. We don't need to worry about the boom burst damage anymore. So we'll get that initial nasty iron defense up, boost that defense again. And yeah, you can see normally the script is a little bit out of place here. You would take the boom burst damage, so just be aware of that. If you're in a predicament, go for the iron defense, go for a heal chair, and then kind of carry on as normal. We're in a nice position where we can just get these nasty pots off. If you set up like we did in the raid, then you're going to be pretty much presumably in the same sort of position as us, where we're going to be able to close this raid up pretty quickly after the shield has been broken. But I do believe Slowbro is accessible in the base games. I think it's still one of the best builds for this raid and for running through it. It's quite a slow raid overall altogether, because just you've got the Omni boost, you've got so much stall, you've got resetting of your stats, resetting of our stats. So all of that does take a lot of time, but overall, if you take all those things out, Slowbro is pretty quick in being able to deal with this KOMMO-O, and it's pretty consistent as well. I think the only things that you need to watch out for are going to be those iron heads, which, like you can see here, do pick up those stray flinches, but you can get through those not too bad. Hopefully we don't get 2 in a row. That would be not ideal, but we don't. We seem to manage it, and then another stored power. Hopefully enough to pick up the raid, and it's going to be as easy as that with the Slowbro. Just need to make sure that you have that Intimidate partnering Pokemon next to you. It's just going to cycle in and out off the field constantly, and just make sure that that KOMMO-O is kind of kept in check, because we're going to be immune to the special attacker moves once we've got that skill swap. I think we'll go for a heavy ball for this one. Do let me know which ball you're deciding to catch a KOMMO-O in. Again, a beast ball probably would be my preferable choice, but I don't have any in my bag. And heavy ball looks kind of nice, and it kind of fitting as well, since it does use body press, and for some reason the heavy ball relates to that, even though there's no relation at all. But once you've beat it, you're going to be able to pick up all of those really good high cost items, Hibba Mystica, everything like that. And then if you want to farm for this event over the weekend while it is running, you're going to have the option to do that, of course. You just need to respawn the den, because you're going to get 1 per 24 hours. Open your map, hit your home menu, then come down into your system settings, then down into system, down into date and time. Make sure you synchronize clock for the internet's off. Click into date and time, just toggle through the options and then hit OK, back into game. All the dens will respawn. You'll be able to kind of locate the 7-star Tera raid again, kind of rinse and repeat. If you found the build in today's video helpful, do consider dropping a like on the video. It does really help out, and do consider sharing it around in the community to maybe help out those that might be having a harder time take down this 7-star KOMMO-O. If you've got your own builds, as always, drop them down in the comment section below and share them around. Help others out, and it would be great to see what you've been having success with against this 7-star Tera raid. Do subscribe to the channel to stay up to date with all of this sort of content and everything else regarding Pokemon that we cover here on the channel. I look forward to seeing you in another video very soon. Thank you again, friends. Take care of yourselves. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, take care. Bye.